Hi, Trevor here, reflecting on live stream music. Thank you for stopping by. Well, coming again today, you're very, very welcome. How great to see you all here. I trust you enjoyed my last video on rock and roll legend Bo Diddley. And through his very strange guitar shapes, we looked at being ourselves and being unique. So I trust you found that one encouraging. We're going to 1936 to East Harlem. Walden Robert Cassetto was born. His childhood was filled with poverty, having to live with other people, and extreme illness as a youngster. He had rheumatic fever and a few other things, and this would plague him for all of his life. But he didn't go to school very much either, but he did read a lot. And because of that, he thought, well, I can actually do my own thing and do my own path. And so that's what Bobby Darin, the guy we're talking about today, did today. Now, as a teenager, he didn't let his illness get to him too much. Played piano, learned the drums, learned the guitar. Later, he would add xylophone and saxophone and harmonica to that. And he was just a bit of an all-round musician. And he discovered soon, around 1955, when he was in a songwriting partnership with another guy, that he was able to write jingles, and that moved on to songs. In 1956, he got signed to Decca Records. Things were a bit slow there, so he then later re-signed to Atlantic Records. And it was around 1959 that he thought, well, I'm singing everyone else's songs, I'm going to just sing my own song. And so he did that, and he came out with an absolutely monster hit, Splish, Splash. This sold over 1 million copies, this single, so very, very important very, very important single indeed. We've got a live version of this one. This is Dick Clark at the start, and his typical kind of thing that he does. A little bit, let's just say ... there. But about a minute 50 into this clip, Bobby Darin just walks in and says, splish, splash, I'm taking a bath. Now, this is a pretty cool song, this one. It's all about you're in a bath and you hear this noise next door, so you go out and see what's happening, and then there's just people everywhere. So the splish splash goes from being in the bath to splish splash having a party. And so we've got a live version of that one. Now, one of the great things about Bobby Darin was his ability to reinvent himself so many times. He started in rock and roll, but he thought, oh, this is a bit of a fleeting thing. This may not actually take off. This is before the Beatles changed everything, right? Thought, well, maybe I need to diversify a little bit and just change my image. And so he sort of went to a little more of a crooning style, likened to voices such as Frank Sinatra, the iconic Frank Sinatra. He started to get into the more cabaret nightclub circuit and have a bit more of an adult following. And I think because of that, he had a pretty amazing career all the way through the 1950s and 60s. So we then got, we go to 1959 again, Dream Lover. This is all about, dreaming for my lover. She might be somewhere else. She might be waiting for me. We're going to dream her into my life every night. This is a multi-million selling single, this one. And we have another TV performance of that one. One of the songs that Bobby is known for is Mack the Knife. Now, this earned Bobby Darin 2 Grammy Awards. This wasn't written by him, but he made it his own, absolutely. This is, again, Bobby in his crooning style. He's not the Splish Splash guy anymore. He's now the Mack the Knife guy, and because of that, he's just got this beautiful, entertaining style to him. As you watch this clip, this live clip below, look at all the little funny quips and quirks he puts in there just to bring the performance to life. And this is what made Bobby Darin so compelling. In fact, this won Grammy Song of the Year when it came out in 1970. So you can see that this guy was an incredible performer, entertainer. Not all singers are entertainers, but Bobby Darin absolutely was. And because of that, he had a pretty amazing career. So that particular song also got put into the Grammy Hall of Fame for his significant contribution to music in general, and that particular performance, absolutely amazing. He continued on with his crooning style in 1973, Beyond the Sea. This is also about his lover or his girlfriend waiting for him across the sea somewhere. She's somewhere in the world somewhere. We're going to hook up at some point. So it's pretty amazing song for Bobby Darin to sing one, Beyond the Sea. I think that one may have been in, I'm guessing here, maybe in Finding Nemo. Correct me if I'm wrong there. I think it was in the closing credits. It's just something I'm just sparked to my mind right then. If it's not, let me know, hey? Now, Bobby Darin, as I said to him at the start, he was not a well kid. Rheumatic fever does all sorts of things to all sorts of things, and he'd had a lot of medical complications to his life. Not that you would know that by looking at these performances, which I've got. But he died in 1973 at the age of 37. Now, to put a bit of context into that, between 1958 and 1972, 27 studio albums. 27 albums in 14 years. Just get your head around that for a minute. That's like 2 albums a year. Now, Bobby was also in movies, and between around 1960 and 1973, there were about 13 movies. There was a movie a year. Bobby was also reinventing himself and working out how can I just keep myself in the public eye. This included a residency in Las Vegas and also the Bobby Darin TV show. And so he was well and truly busy, this guy. It almost felt to me like he knew that life was short. But he had a bombastic, brash attitude to him and said, look at me, I'm going to give the world a bit of a shake while I'm actually here. And because of that, he was quite diversified in the things that he did. It enabled him to have a long career, whereas most artists in the 1950s were kind of losing the way in the 60s. Bobby Darin, because he reinvented himself, actually had a career pretty much till he died. In fact, just to really have a bit of a poignant image, we've got a medley of him performing in 1973. This is said to be his last live performance, so we've got a pretty compelling clip there. And I think the thing I just want to take out of the Bobby Darin story a little bit more today is that he lived a life of no regrets. Now, I wonder how many of us can say that, think, oh, there was that big, there was that thing. But, he would never stood still, this guy, because he had this kind of wanting to make the world the best place it could be the whole time. He was actually compelled to change himself all the time. And I'm just wondering, sure, the world lost him at that point, but he lived a life of no regrets. And I think this is the thing that we need to just take out of Bobby's story to that is, are we living a life of no regret? It was Steve Jobs that actually said, if today was my last day, would I be doing what I was doing? Now, if that happens a few too many days in a row, you've got to make some changes. Of course, the world's not going to change for you. You've got to change the world. That's the way it kind of works. So to be able to live your life every day as if every day counts, it's really, really important. Not just for you and what you're getting out of the world, by the way, but also for what you can give back to the world, the people that you encourage in their own journeys, the people that you make a difference to. Life isn't just about what you can get, it's also about what you can give. And I think Bobby Darin absolutely did give much to the world. There's been a few awards. He was inducted. A lot of these are posthumous awards, obviously, because he died in 1973. Oh my goodness, just age of 37. Wow. Rock and Roll Hall of Fame, 1990. Songwriting Hall of Fame, 1999. Las Vegas Walk of Fame, 2007. Grammy Lifetime Achievement Award in 2010. And there is a clip online of his family accepting that award on his behalf. As I said, between 1958 and 1972, 27 studio albums. And, at the end there, he was performing, as you can see with the Mack the Knife clip, and that goes up in key so many times, and he just gets into it. He went from, you know, more rock band to full orchestra. This is the incredible ability of Bobby Darin to do all of that kind of thing. 27 studio albums, 4 live albums, 70 singles, and just countless compilation albums he just picked for someone so iconic as this guy. And so please be encouraged by his story today. Let's make every day count, not just with what you can get from the world, but also what you can give. Absolutely, because the world has time for people who will give. But just be balanced in that at the same time, because the world will also take people who can give for granted. So let's just balance all of that stuff, absolutely. But if you're a giver by personality, well, you can't do anything else, right? It's just the way we are. So to tell a giver not to give is telling a race car driver not to drive fast, right? You just can't do it. And so let's always be ourselves. Well, if you've come back for another one and this is your first time, the Life Reflections in Music, thank you to everyone for coming back or coming here for the first time. Really, a really sincere welcome to those who have come for the first time. It's really, really great to see you all back. I noticed with my Gordon Lightfoot video recently, they got 52 views. It's pretty amazing out of a viewership of 56. That's pretty cool. I just hope you guys are hanging around to the end, because as you can tell, there's some interesting stuff to say and to encourage you guys with, and myself actually. So that's it for today. Next time we're going to go on to Bonnie Raitt. So until then, I'll catch you around. Bye for now.